What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now this is going to come as no surprise, but Lord of the Rings Online is a massive game with lots of natural hurdles to cover and some not so natural and not so known. So in today's video I kind of want to go over what I consider to be some tips, not necessarily a list of tips, but some tips that I definitely feel that new players and even maybe existing players that don't know could take advantage of. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, please do consider leaving a like, subscribing, all of that normal rubbish, and let's get right into the video. All right, guys, so we've jumped into LOTRO. You can see I'm smashing through levels now. Level 27 on my Lore Master, and we're in the middle of pretty much buttfuck nowhere, but that's besides the point. I guess I wanted to start with one thing that's really helped me when playing this game. I am old as fuck, right? Like, I can't see anything, so sometimes when you're reading these quests, reading the text, you're like squinting, you're like, hang on, let me just move this across so you can see what I'm looking at. This text here, this isn't so bad, okay? There's not a lot here. Some quests, there is so much to read. Like, it's ridiculous. So what I would suggest, press this little button down here, boom. If you're blind, thank me later. If you are blind, you probably can't see this video, but just know that I'm doing something for you. And you can press this as pretty much as you want. So yeah, if you are like uber blind, press it. It's going to help you. Trust me. You can thank me later. Moving swiftly into, and this is going to go quite fast paced, but moving into my next, I guess, top tip. Is that a thing? I don't know. Combat music. Where are you, my friend? Disable combat music. Oh my god, this drove me insane. Let me just move it so you guys can see it. In the audio settings, disable combat music. I am all about the immersion in this game. Absolutely all about it. So for me, having the combat music cut in every single time I attack a mob, when you've got this lovely like landscape music going on that just cuts in and cuts out, was an absolute deal breaker. So yeah, if you're like me and you enjoy the ambience of Middle-earth and everything that Stand and Stone have put together, just turn it off. It will do you an absolute world of good, I promise. If you are a newish player and you are a VIP and you don't know this, then this is basically going to be like Christmas. You can, if you are a VIP, as far as I'm aware, this is only accessible to VIPs. You have this little perks tab. If you press the letter B and go into your wallet, you can accrue destiny points, which can then be spent on the following perks. There's quite a lot. We're not going to go through every one of them. But more importantly, you can use accelerated XP, and you can have a limited amount of uses, I believe, to begin with. If you've never bought one before, you get 5 uses that you can buy right off the bat, providing you have enough destiny points. Otherwise, you can see here I've got to wait 5 hours. But you guys can see that. I've got to wait 5 hours before I can actually access this again. And this works in a very similar fashion to the VIP rested XP that you get. So yeah, collect your destiny points, make sure you're spending that, and yeah, just don't struggle through the levels if you don't need to, is all I would say. This one is not going to be accessible from here, so we're going to go into the map. So moving on, this might seem really obvious, but I see quite a lot of people when I'm watching videos or looking at live streams of people either running back and forwards, getting on their horses to run back and forward, their mounts, which most of them have got really slow mount speed to begin with. Some people are doing that for immersive purposes, but a lot of people don't know that you can access a lot of the stable masters, or they haven't accessed the stable masters and therefore unlocked the next path. Now, some stable masters will only give you 2 or 3 routes depending on where you are, but those routes will normally allow you to access a central hub in each area of, so there's normally one stable master that is like the central hub of all stable masters, and you'll be able to go further than outside of the 4 corners of the map that you see here. Make sure you click on your stable masters. If you haven't acquired a stable master, they'll have like a little blue sort of pulsing icon above their head. Collect them. It will save you a world of pain. I believe if you're VIP, then you can use swift travel as well. I don't think that's accessible to non-VIP players, but yeah, just bear that in mind. What's up, dudes? Post-edit Josh here. If you've got this far in the video, thank you very much for sticking with me, and thank you to all of you that have supported me on Patreon and via YouTube membership. You guys really do help keep the dream alive. If you want to gain access to some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, post-edit stuff, community bits, then I'll leave all the links down below. Patreon you can support from just £1, and YouTube membership I think is around £3 to £4. But it's not expected, but for those of you that do support, I appreciate you so much. enjoy the rest of the video. This next one's gonna appeal to more fleshed out and busier areas, right? I see a lot of people, especially when you're later on in the game. We won't experience it too much right now, being level 27. But when there starts to get a lot of clutter on the screen, a lot of players, a lot of stuff, just press N. Please, please, please press N and take some of the clutter and the rubbish off of your screen. Your eyes will thank you, your GPU will thank you, and overall the game just looks a little bit nicer. The benefit you've got is if you press N, anything you click on will be highlighted so you can see the name anyway, so you're not kind of missing out. And plus, it allows you to do, you know, non-UI stuff. You can take some nice B-roll or some really, really cool screenshots if you want to. I would suggest as well that you go into, depending on what server you're on and how much clutter you like, I would suggest clicking here, so right-clicking on this general tab or whichever text tab you've got, and come into change filters. Now the reason I do this is you can see here with the loot, I've actually turned the loot off, because whenever you loot something it goes into this little small bag down here. But this loot fellowship and loot self will pretty much take over your little chat box down here. It will just go and go and go. And you can be like more selective than that if you want to. You can even turn other little errors off, loads of different notifications as well. So yeah, that's I guess something that is not necessarily you have to do it, but if it was me, that's what I'd be going for. Speaking of the UI, a lot of people don't know this. It is, for me, it's bound by default to Control and Hash. You can move the UI around. You can drag and drop, and I can move the quest tracker around. You can, yeah, I mean, I think this starts originally like up here, so it's all like doubled on top of each other. It's going to depend on resolutions, but yeah, once you're done, Control, Hash, and that'll put it right back where it needs to be. Speaking of moving things around, if you go into your inventory, this little cogwheel here, you'll notice that my bag 1 is massive. I haven't paid for any extended storage or more spaces, but you can click this little bag here, and all of my other empty bags originally had slots in them like this, but you can actually drag them into one bag, which I find incredibly helpful, far better. Everything's in one slot, so then when you open your inventory, it's just one bag that shows. You can hit sort, just excuse the amount of crap that I've got in my inventory, and then you don't have to worry about anything. You haven't got to worry about sifting through multiple bags just in order to find an item you're looking for. It's a lot easier. Another thing that's a lot easier, and for some reason I've got 2 of them, is the VIP subscriber services. You get a subscriber jug, which helps with, I believe it's gear wear, crafting wear, that sort of thing. So if you die or if you take damage, your gear will just naturally decay a little bit slower. But one of the biggest perks is this, the town services. If you click on this will allow you to access the shop, the vault, shared storage, wardrobes, and the auction house on the fly, which is massive, because on top of all of this, if you go into the shop, you've got a little tab here, and you can repair. You can see I need to repair, not badly, but I need to repair some of my stuff. There you go. If I've got some stuff that I want to sell, I can just sell it on. It is literally as simple as that, and trust me, I have a lot of stuff that I need to go through. I guess last but not least, I don't want to drag this out for too much. This is, again, slightly lesser known. A lot of people have these little cosmetic pets. So if we turn the nameplates back on, I've not named this one at all. But if you type into the box here, /, and I believe it is capital C, capital P, and then pet, space, capital R for rename, and then type in like, I don't know, let's just call him Derek. There you go. And it changes his name. So you can see now my cosmetic pet has had its name changed. So / C pet, all one word, space rename, space whatever name you would then want to change it to. So I hope that helps. I don't want to draw this out too much, but a few little things that newer people and maybe even sort of longer standing members wouldn't know. But as always, if you guys enjoy these sort of videos, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.